Hello everybody, my name is Starcat Lazuli. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering the Imperial Diplomacy Championship Series Game 1 from 1645 through 1646. We're starting here in winter where we left off in the last episode, and this is the first year since the very first year of the game where I am positive I'm building. So really happy to see that, and I went for this Novgorod army up here so that we can continue putting pressure on Poland. You see Poland is disbanding against Sweden, Sweden disbanding against Poland. I am on good terms with Ottoman here, and seeing if I can work with Fien to attack Luxon up over there. Okay, let's take a look at spring start. Let's just go straight to spring moves because we have quite a few maps to get through today. This is the start of 1645 in spring. I am working here with Fien in Ottoman. So I move Moscow away to Bryansk. Well, Kharkov goes into Kabardia, and this just leaves Kharkov wide open. Safavid at this point, GameCube, he's talking to me like, you could have just walked into Kharkov. Why didn't you walk into Kharkov? Because now we see GameCube backtracking north here through Turkestan, a very clear indication that that GameCube wants to put pressure on Verk. I move my fleet out to Laptev in order to try and retake Yakutsk, and I'm making a play against Qing here. This is a pretty great result for us. I'm able to cut this support into Hohhot, meaning that this province stays empty. And I'm also supporting myself into Orgu here. So I'm getting kind of best of both worlds, working together with Ming to attack Qing, and hopefully working with Inuit too. The problem is we see moves like this. This army, Chukshis, ando against the coast up to Saka. That is a pretty clear indication that Pando, playing Inuit, wants to retain Yakutsk. Not gonna let me retake it from the sea, most likely. And we could see this because very soon after this phase adjudicated, Pando comes talking to me like, you know, what's up with this move to Laptev? You're gonna lose Verk. Like this is a terrible move for you, and it's like, you took my Prequar. And plus this army here, you know? But for the time being, it's looking like Qing is toast. Losing probably both of these centers this year, and probably both of these centers this year, as long as we play our cards right. And I'm continuing to press the two of them, Ming and Inuit, with that same goal in mind. Let's jump back over to the west here. We see another convoy into Vestland, and this is a bit concerning, particularly with the move up to Greenland Sea. The only place that's going is Spitsbergen, and now England has two on Trondheim. This is a pretty clear stab here from Addie, playing England. She is top of the leaderboard, and now she's just stabbed me for 2 dots. It's really, really sad to see. Really sad to see. So this is a bad spring. We are losing a lot of ground in the Scandinavian theater. We successfully walk into Narva, but Sweden backfills with an army into Abo. Um, and Poland is back in Kiev, Ottoman's back in Jassy, and hopefully we can keep the Smolensk army working with us. With me in Bryansk now, I'd love support into Kiev. It's very likely that Ottoman here, Fiend, he is pressing me at this point. Get me into Kiev. Move Smolensk back into Kiev. Or maybe Jassy up to Kiev. And then we'll go for Wilno, right? Alright, let's take a look at the retreats. I don't have any retreats here. Yeah, it's just this Ottoman retreat that's noteworthy. So Austria is pushing against Ottoman here. Which, this is like a weird three-way fight where Poland is attacking Austria, Austria is attacking Ottoman, and Ottoman and Poland are both fighting each other. Ottoman looks to be kind of in trouble here with Spain expanding out into the Mediterranean. Spain played by Basil here. Not to mention GameCube as Safavid making pretty good ground in the Arabian Peninsula and pushing through the Georgia-Iran region. Okay. Oh yeah, we have this retreat from Qing that I left open. So the spring retreats, a lot of retreats going into London here. If you see this, Addie playing England has made a lot of enemies, myself included now. She just stabbed me for 2. I don't have any retreats though, but yeah, people love retreating to London. So, let's see fall moves. In the fall, I'm bouncing back Laptev to Verk just to make sure that Turkestan isn't able to walk in for free. This worked last year, I believe it was, to successfully keep hold of Verk. Unfortunately, Safavid has become wise to my games. GameCube, he is more focused on taking the dot next year and guaranteeing it with this this little conga line up top. Right, so not a surprise to see the support into Yakutsk from Inuit. It's very aggressive against me, but this sacrifices Nivix and allows Qing to retake that. Unfortunate. This is beautiful, though. I am successfully capturing Orgu, and I also managed to take Kikihar. So that's 2 dots gained against Qing. Really hopeful that might make up for the England side of things. Except for this Gobitsa Karakaram, Ming has now stabbed me, and it looks like Ming is no longer interested in fighting Qing at all. Very sad to see. My backline here is just totally exposed to Ming, and it's a really great play. It's a really, really good play for Sejland here, playing Ming. They are able to at least get 2 of these dots, maybe even all 3, depending on how the Inuit army pushes as well. Meanwhile, I'm left with these 3 armies, taking my dots against Qing, and yeah, just being totally split off, losing my my cores, Krasnoyarsk, Bratsk, and losing Verk all next year, most likely. There's a chance I could save Bratsk if I am... Actually, I'm not even sure there is a chance to save Bratsk. If Ming wants it, they could snipe it from me before I have a say in it. It's a really tough position here in the east now. Just got ganged up on. Ming was working with me in spring, not in fall. Alright, let's look over to the west. Ottoman is pulling back to Kharkov. I'm assisting in that because I don't have a way to guarantee it. And I keep talking with Safavid, like, hey, support me into Kharkov and we can work together against Ottoman. But, GameCube and I, we have really rough press through this entire game. He just tells me, not gonna happen, you support me instead. Even then, it seems that wouldn't have done anything with the cut from over here. I support Ottoman back into Kiev, doing some damage to Poland, but Poland's able to retake Pressburg. Yeah, again, this three-way fight here. Poland supporting Austria up to Bremen, unsuccessfully though, despite taking Berlin from Austria at the same time. And we see here England really getting a lot of centers, so getting Kiel, Gothenburg, Trondheim, and Spitsbergen. I lost Abo, but I managed to keep hold of Narva. I'm also moving Novgorod to Latgale, which will hopefully line me up for an attack into Riga next year. This front, like the Estonian front basically, this is my only source of consistent foreseeable profits. I have these temporary profits over on the east in Qing, but like I said, my back line is being totally cut off here. So it's not looking good, and we are going into the retreats phase with no retreats from me. Going into the retreats phase with, I believe, -1 at this point. Again, lots of people retreating into London. Addie, playing England, stays on top, actually tied with France at this point. The EF has just been indestructible the entire game. England, France working together. Everyone's talking about it in public chat, like, come on, when is this EF going to break? And meanwhile, we can see Safavid on third place, making really nice profits out of, all the different fronts here that are being sacrificed. So we see Mughal dying to England, of course, board top, right? Ming is refusing to fight Safavid because Ming's more focused on attacking me for some reason. I mean, I get it, there's these two dots, but like, there's also Hohot and Shenjing, I don't know. And of course, Ming is focused on Ayutthaya down here in the south. Ottoman still in quite the fight with Spain, but now Spain is starting to slip. We see Spain on 32 centers with some pressure from the England-France alliance, just about pushing Spain out of North America entirely. Okay. This is the start of winter. I have one disband, and England says to me, disband Barents Sea, and we'll have peace. Otherwise, I'm going to push into Barents, push into Kara, and I'm going to try and take Archangelsk. Well, she words it a little bit more nicely than that. It's a threat, but it's more worded in a friendly sort of way. As in, I don't want to take Archangelsk, but you might force my hand. Subtle differences like that really add up in the press game, and you can see why Addie is on top of the leaderboard by reading through her press here. Very friendly, not super strict or demanding, but very aggressive, willing to make these 2 SC stabs everywhere whenever there is so much as a chance of success there. So I'm going to agree to that. I'm going to disband the Barents Sea fleet. I don't really have too much choice, honestly. I feel all my other units, except maybe some of them over here in the east, are just absolutely necessary to keeping my position alive. Verk, by keeping this fleet around here, there's a good chance. Well, it's not a guarantee, but there is a chance that I can slow down Safavid just ever so slightly. It's not like Safavid can walk into Verk and then, backfill Verk while moving up here to Nenista, right? Like, I'm still protecting this front a little bit against Safavid. So, yeah, I'm going for that Barents disband. I know England just lied to me by taking Trondheim and Spitsbergen in that 2-dot stab, but tip of the hat, right? All right, let's let's give this a shot. I don't really have much choice here. Maybe just vassalize myself to England. And I'm talking with her quite a lot during this winter phase about strategy, about slicing up Sweden, finishing off Sweden. Barkadaz, I've been at war with him, at a death war, since the first year of the game, of course. Um, and he's just been way down here on the leaderboard, just a little bit below me. I'm trying to stay just a bit above him. Well, we'll see. I'm probably going to be sliced in half, and I'm probably going to lose my entire eastern front. This is the beginning of a death spiral. Okay, let's take a look at next year. We're going into spring moves right away. Like I said, that year was a little bit uneventful, so I skipped recording last week, and I am going to do this year in this video as well. 1646. Okay, 1646 spring start. Let's start on the Eastern Front, where it does seem my suspicion was correct. My backline has been breached. I have lost Kikihar, as Qing is entirely focused on kicking me out of their home SC, while giving up all of this coastline to Inuit. Very careless, very much like, I'll do anything to make sure Russia star dies, That's what it looks like, that's what it feels like, and it's going to give Inuit a lot of strength, and it makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some conversation between Qing and Inuit. Hey, let's kill Russia, let's work together here, let me take your dots, because Inuit is fighting England, so this is like a noble cause. Qing, give up your dots so that I, Inuit, Pando, am able to fight off Addy, England. Well, also France, right? The EF. Alright, let's look over to the west. We see another convoy into Scandinavia from England. Spitsbergen Corps, which is aggressive towards me, but not as aggressive as a move into Kara or Barents. I lose Verk, as expected. I should have had Kazan support Verk to hold here. Of course, that would have been the ideal play, but I think I rushed my orders at this point. I think I knew that Verk was done for, and I was anticipating that Turkestan would move into Alumli up there. But that was not the case, so Verk hold and is dislodged at this point. Over here, I successfully make it into Narva to Riga with 3 strength, and then Sweden backfills Narva, so I'm feeding Poland's dots to Sweden. the same thing that happened last year, right? In the same area. I moved from Abo to Narva, Sweden backfilled Abo, and it's happening again. This year, I get into Smolensk. Ottoman keeps hold of Kiev, and yeah, this is crazy. It totally looks like Austria is just vassalized to Poland, right? Um, Losing Vienna and taking Trieste here. Ottoman, meanwhile, has these Spanish units on his back line or like breaching into the Mediterranean. But Spain isn't capitalizing on this so much. Spain is seemingly realized uh, the French, the EF alliance is coming to attack her, Basil. Um, Losing Lisbon, right? And as we already saw, North America is not looking good for Spain. Yeah, South America's a little bit tricky too. Well, that is going to be the spring moves phase. The retreats, I have two, Kikuhar and Verk. Let's see. I believe England approaches me asking to retreat to Kara. And or maybe it was Laptev. I might have retreated to Laptev here just to let's see it, just to put pressure on Inuit. Yeah, that's right. So I was upset at Inuit here for this really aggressive push against me into Yenisei and Amur. There's a good chance that I'm losing Bratsk and maybe even Kikuhar to Inuit, as Qing is just totally feeding. So yeah, I move Verk to Laptev and Kikuhar to Bert to try and retake Yakutsk in the fall phase. So let's see that fall phase. I support myself in successfully. I lost Bratsk to Inuit, and Qing actually holds here to protect the SC from falling into Inuit's hands, also bouncing Pando Inuit out of Haishinwai. So I wasn't totally right about this Qing feeding Inuit. At least it wasn't intentional. Of course, giving up Nivix and last year Sahalayan to Inuit is just setting Qing up for defeat. Qing goes neutral this year. I bounce Karakoram, which is not great for me. There wasn't really a better option. Like, Orgu tap, I should say, cut Hohot, and then Inuit gets into Kikuhar. But, like, what does that do for me? That just strengthens my enemy that I'm taking the dot in Yakutsk away from. Alright, also in fall. This Almuli unit is really out of position now, and Safavid is just bypassing me into Kazan with no problem at all. I managed to get England moving west out of Spitsbergen back to the Greenland Sea. This was really nice to see, and the idea here is I'm talking with England about splitting up Sweden, like I said. So I'm going to retake Abo, and then from there, Addy, England, I'll support you into Emea. I am also supporting myself into Courland here. This support that I got into Wilno was cut, which is what I expected, because otherwise Courland can retreat to Smolensk, and that hurts worse. This is very, very much what I expected to see. This is something that I also expected, but was hoping No, just don't let it happen. Kharkov is dislodged and is obviously going to retreat into Moscow here. Ottoman needs the dots because they've lost Trieste, they've lost Split. Couldn't even retake Trebizond. Looks like lost Mara as well. Yeah. Oh, successfully took these two in the west, though. I missed that. So, yeah, Ottoman is actually neutral here, I think. Something like that. Let's go to the winter phase. We have retreats first, and unsurprisingly, Ottoman takes the retreat into Moscow. Oh yeah, I think that makes Ottoman +1. Let's see the winter builds, and then I will end the video. So I might have miscounted because I'm not seeing an Ottoman build here. But yeah, Sweden did get a build, and that is going into Army Umayyah. I, of course, am disbanding 4 because I lost Moscow, I lost Narva. Well, I got Riga, so that's neutral. I lost Verk, I lost Kikihar, Krasnoyarsk, and Bratsk. So yeah, that's... Is that 5, actually? It looks like 4. 4 disbands on here. Oof, but it's a really rough position. This is what I would call a death spiral, and this is what the map looks like going into 1647 spring moves. We are seeing England getting pretty close to VSCC, and rumors are starting to spread during this phase that England is going to solo in 1647. So we'll have to see that in next year. Full disclosure, I am currently recording this video in the fall phase of 1647, but we're going to save that display for the next video, and that should be coming out pretty soon. Will England manage to pull ahead? Will I be able to take advantage of this Sweden getting pushed out and regrow? I know I'm going to lose these 2 Eastern SC, but I also don't care about Laptev, so that's essentially a free disband. I really just want to keep around these dots, or these armies in the west, so that I can take advantage of the weak Sweden and the weak Poland. And, oh yeah, just one last thing to mention. Ayutthaya has overtaken Safavid on the scoreboard here, just slightly. This is trouble for Ming, who I'm pretty sure is neutral this year. And, you know, England and Ayutthaya aren't super aggressively fighting each other. They're kind of working together to get this foothold around India. Pushing out Spain, pushing out Netherlands, right? It's in both of their interest, and of course Netherlands got kicked out of Europe quite long ago. Alright, that's where I'm going to end this video for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Starcat Lazuli, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Take care.